Hey guys, this is Kevin from JazTime.com, and today we'll be doing a comparison between the Rolex Day-Date 40 here on my left, reference number 228238. We'll be comparing it against the Rolex Milgauss here on my right, reference number 116400 GV. We'll be going over the price, the dials, bezel, case, crown, bracelet, clasp, and we'll talk about the movements toward the end of the video. Alright, so as of August 2017, you can get this Day-Date at a Rolex authorized dealer for $34,850, or you can come to JazTime.com and get for as low as $26,000. For the Milgauss, you can get this at a Rolex retailer for $8,200, or you can come to JazTime and get it for as low as $6,600. Alright, of course, the vastly different prices on these two timepieces here. But of course, I just wanted to give you a comparison between these two watches, mainly because just because the watch has a higher price tag doesn't mean is as interesting. So hopefully we'll shed some light on the Milgauss, and maybe it might change your mind about getting a less expensive watch. Otherwise, you can always go for the Day-Date and have that bling. Alright, so moving on to the dial now. Moving on to the dials now, the Day-Date has fairly simple dial. We have the date at the 3 o'clock position with a Cyclops lens on top, on top of that sapphire crystal for magnification, easier viewing on that date. We also have the day's name is stated at the 12 o'clock position. For the hour markers, we're looking at 18 karat yellow gold Roman numerals and a champagne sunburst dial. In comparison to that, for the Milgauss, we're looking at index markers instead of Roman numerals. The index markers are luminous filled with a highly legible blue luminosity that glows for approximately up to 8 hours. The index markers themselves are fashioned in 18 karat white gold to prevent any tarnishing. Same thing with the hands as well. We have that luminosity on the tips of the hands. More distinctly, the biggest noticeable difference here is the second hand, as we can see that brightly orange accented what Rolex refers to as the Thunderbolt hand matches very nicely with the 60 scale at the very edge of the dial. Another noticeable difference between the Milgauss and the Day-Date, we're looking at the sapphire crystal. That green sapphire crystal is nicely accented. As you can see, you can actually see that green accent on the edge of that sapphire crystal, and very different from just a very basic plain sapphire crystal on the Day-Date. Okay, besides that, we have different configurations for these watches, not too many. For the Day-Date, you're looking at, specifically for the Roman numeral hour markers, you're looking at a champagne or white dial. If you're looking for similar hour markers to the Milgauss for index hour markers, you're looking at a champagne or silver, champagne silver or black dial, in which you can for those colorings on the Day-Date dial. Specifically for the Milgauss, it only comes in 2 colors, so you can have this blue dial, or you can have a black dial. All right, moving on to the bezel now. For the bezel, we're looking at a nicely 18 karat fluted yellow gold bezel. As you can see, as the light shines on it, shines in many different spots, very beautiful. But the Rolex Milgauss has just a very simple domed high polished bezel, which is just as nice as well. As you can see, very nice shine to it as well. The steel that's used in the bezel is a 904L steel, which is a in-house made steel by Rolex, has additional corrosion resistance on it. As we move on to the cases now, we're looking at similar case sizes. We're looking at 40mm in diameter cases. So in my index finger to my thumb here, 40mm diameter cases. The profiles are going to be a little bit different here, and the reason for that is because of the movements. So we still have the same type of style where it's high polish on the side of the case that travels very nicely with the bracelet. The profile of the Milgauss is going to be a little bit larger than the Day-Date. The Day-Date specifically is a little bit very close to the size of the Milgauss, mainly because of the complication of having the day and a date, of course. For the Milgauss, the reason for the Milgauss's case being profile being much larger is because it actually has 2 cases in this, and we'll explain more about that as when we move on to the movements. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at the crown side as we move on to the crown. All right. So as you can see, there is same type of patterning. We have the nicely high polished on both sides of the case that travel nicely with the bracelet, Rolex crown on the Rolex crown itself. The Milgauss has a little bit larger crown because of that larger case size. And for these crowns themselves, they're screw down, twin lock, double waterproofness systems. These watches both have a water resistance of 100 meters or 330 feet. The functions of the crown, actually we'll go ahead and show you here with the Day-Date first. The Milgauss will have similar functions. It's only missing one function, as I'll show you here. So unscrewing the crown counterclockwise will pop open that crown, in which you can wind your watch 20 to 30 times. No more, as you might put too much tension on the movement and you might damage it. Okay, let me just move this minute hand out of the way here. So a simple tug of the crown will allow you to adjust the date. Of course, the Milgauss does not have a date function, so this step specifically is not in the Milgauss. As we go clockwise, we can adjust the date instantaneously, and we go counterclockwise, we can adjust the actual name, the name of the day. Okay, and both the Milgauss and the Day-Date have the similar function on this next tug of the crown here. And the final position, look at the seconds hand. Bam. Pulling it out all the way stops the seconds hand or the hack movement. For precise time setting, allows you to set the hands bidirectionally. The reason for the stopping of the seconds hand is to allow for precise time setting, such as to an atomic clock online. You can set it down to the exact seconds and have the most precise time on your timepiece. All right, pressing the crown starts that second hand once more. Make sure to screw the crown nice and tight against the case. You want to keep your watches water resistance for up to that 100 meters through 330 feet, as I've mentioned. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the bracelets now. All right, so for the bracelets, you're looking at a specialty bracelet specifically for the Day-Date. It's called the President bracelet. It's very similar to the Jubilee bracelet, in which the Jubilee bracelet is a 5-piece links, semicircular piece links. As you can see, as I tilt it over to the side, you can see that semicircular style links. However, this is only a 3-piece link with the outer links on both sides, the left and the right side, having a beautiful brushed yellow gold, 18-karat yellow gold. The center portion of the links a little bit larger than the 2 outer links, but having a nice high polish on it to give a nice contrast and add a nice shine to the bracelet, which is very beautiful. The same thing with the Milgauss. We're having that similar pattern with the Oyster bracelet, which is one of Rolex's standard bracelets, and it's made of that 904 steel, as I mentioned earlier. So it follows a similar pattern as the Day-Date with the brushed steel on the outer of the links and the nice high polish down the center, so making this watch more of a dressier watch than a sports watch. Okay, moving on to the clasp now. You can see a difference in the clasp. The Day-Date has what's called a concealed crown folding clasp, and what that is you just simply pull that crown off, and bam, there we go. You have this beautiful, nicely high polished embossed Rolex's name onto the clasp plate there, fully made out of 18-karat yellow gold. Unfortunately, not adjustable. If you need this watch adjusted, you'll have to take it to a watchmaker in order to get it adjusted. Whereas the Milgauss, the Milgauss tries to follow a similar pattern with that high polish down the center, satin finish on the sides, but it doesn't quite conceal itself, as you can see. But it is just a simple folding oyster that you can pop out there, Rolex name embossed on that high polished clasp blade. However, adjusting this watch, you can actually adjust this watch for a little more comfort, and I'll show you that here. So with the back of the clasp, pulling at a 45-degree angle will release that bracelet. As you can see, there's little indentations on the clasp, in which you'll need a tool to adjust the pin 5 millimeters forward or backwards and such, and it's still a nice little thing to have compared to not being able to adjust it at all. As your wrists, it's hot summer days, your wrist swells up a little bit, you want to adjust for a little more comfort, you can, and that's one way you'd be able to do it. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the movement now. I'll start with the Day-Date's movement first. So for the Day-Date's movement, you're looking at the movement housed in this very beautiful 18 karat yellow gold case back, oyster case backing, very simple case backing. It is Rolex's perpetual mechanical self-winding movement, recently introduced in 2015. It's their caliber 3255 movement. It's in COSC certifications, which is a precision of -2 + 2 seconds a day. It has the functions of the center, hour, minute, second hand, the instantaneous changing of the date and the date function at the date apertures, as I've shown you with the crown, with the stopping the second hand for precise time setting as well. The oscillator, you're looking at a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring. And the main thing about this movement that is different, besides the day and date changing aperture, is the escapement. The escapement in this movement, since it is newer style movement, is called the chronergy, is what Rolex calls it. Chronergy escapement, which is a skeletonized escapement that has about 15% gain in efficiency from transmitting energy from the balance wheel, transmitting energy from the balance wheel to the lever and the balance itself, which in turn gives this Day-Date an additional power reserve up to 70 hours, which is a huge amount of time. You can put this down on a Friday evening, pick it back up on a Monday evening, and it should still be keeping time just fine. Okay, so comparing that to the Milgauss now. So the Milgauss, as I mentioned before, it is made out of 2 cases. It is double cased, as specifically because of the history of the Milgauss, the Milgauss was made back when TVs and such were still being invented around that time, and those magnetic fields from the TVs and such could disrupt the balance wheel or the hairspring in the watch, which would cause the watch to run slower or a bit faster than normal. So they decided to go with a double casing for the watch to protect it against about 1,000 Gauss, which is Gauss specifically mentions the Gauss specifically as a term is a measurement of magnetic flux density. Okay, so this watch was aimed more at scientists and engineers in mind, but specifically for the case, we do see them being very proud of it, putting the Milgauss name on there, Rolex crown logos. We have the Rolex oyster at the 12 o'clock position there. Okay. Besides that, the movement itself is a very is a simple movement. It is a perpetual mechanical self-winding movement. Once again, manufactured by Rolex, is the caliber 3131 movement with a precision of +2 -2 seconds a day. So still within COC certification. Functions of the center, hour, minute, and second hand, with stopping the second hand for precise time setting. Same oscillator as the Day-Date. We're looking at a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring, and the power reserve of this watch is approximately 48 hours. So it doesn't have as energy efficient of the chrono energy as the Day-Date. So this watch can only be put down on a Friday evening, pick back up on a Sunday pick back up not on a Sunday evening, and should still be keeping time just fine. Probably won't make it to Monday. Besides that, this movement is also used in aviation as well, such as the Air King, which is the 116-900. All right, so let's go ahead and actually show you these watches on the wrist now. So once again, show you with the Day-Date. Pop open that concealed folding clasp. Very simple, very easy. Bam, bam. See that beautiful patterning of that President bracelet. Okay, and there's the watch. Very beautiful. For the Milgauss now, once again, pop open that bracelet, slip that right on. Very simple, very easy to use. Beautiful contrast in the high polish and that steel, brush steel. Okay, that dial, very unique with the Thunderbolt hand and the blue contrasting very nicely. Here's both watches on the wrist. So if you're interested in this model or any other models for the lowest possible price, check out our website at JazTime.com. Where the lowest price is guaranteed, we offer a 1-year warranty, and of course, once again, the lowest price is guaranteed. Okay, if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at JazTime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.